Hello, 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 everybody. Let me just double check my audio settings. That looks good. Everything looks good. And let me upload my thing, my splash page, my evergreen live intro. And we will get started in about 20 seconds. Let's see. Yes. Yes. All right. I will be right back in 20 seconds. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see we have some of our regular viewers already here, and that is fantastic. Hello, welcome to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. You absolutely, absolutely do. So for tonight's episode, we are doing another unboxing. And it's not really a true unboxing. It's more like a revisiting of a deck that I never did an original unboxing for, which is May's Deck of the Month for Card of the Day pulls, the Accurate AF Tarot by Prism and Floor right here. And and let me just address this right now. Yes, it is really me. So I see that Fran is here. I see that Katie is here. I see, greetings happening in the chat. And then also I am seeing Fran saying, "Is this really you? I need proof." Yes, it's really, really me. I will hold up the number 2. I will say my name in Igpe Atenlay. I will do whatever it takes to prove that I am real and true and myself. But yeah, uh, there has been a little bit of impersonation going on, a little bit of spammer accounts or clone accounts happening. And no, I was not the H word. It was just someone was impersonating my account and using photos, both my profile photo and my banner profile on my Book of Face account, and then commenting to people, message me for a reading, blah, 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 blah. And, hopefully you guys have watched enough of these live stream episodes or enough of these replays to be able to discern what is real and what is not real. But I did a whole episode on this. The episode is called Spammers, Scammers, and Charlatans. Say that 5 times fast. And you can find that out in the replays, both on the Book of Face and the Tube of You, wherever you're viewing. You should be able to search and find it. But this is part of the reason why I did an episode like that, because it was a huge problem. It was a prolific kind of thing, and a lot of readers, a lot of psychic readers, tarot readers, Lenormand readers, professional readers experience this kind of shit. And it is shit. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not fun. And I needed to do an episode about it because unfortunately, like there was at least one person that I know got taken in by someone that was using my good name, and it was somebody that I knew. um I actually knew they're friends with me, know them in person, have interacted with them, and they reached out to me and they said, you know, where's my reading? And I was just like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. And so, we did a little bit of detective work and digging, and then we found out that um, they had sent they had sent money in exchange for a reading to someone's Cash App or whatever. And I was just like, I don't have a Cash App. I don't have that, or whoever you sent it to. It wasn't even my name. So like that's a red flag, guys. That's a red flag. Everything should be matchy matchy, or at least somewhat matchy matchy. And yeah, so it turns out they were taken in. It wasn't a lot of money, but still, the very fact that it happened was incredibly aggravating, and I felt really bad about it. But like once the money's gone, it's really hard to get back. So this is the reason why I did an entire episode on it. Not to go off tangent, but
All right. Should be back again.
all right. That should that should work. By the way, if you're hearing in the background people screaming and dying, it's because Mr. Tarot by Hilary is playing a video game in the same room. um, yeah, so you guys can, hopefully you guys can see me and hear me now. Let me know. But yeah, that's probably like one of, I took a screenshot. I took a screenshot. Yep. Exactly. So Fran's saying, like, literally talking about that, and then here we go. Um, yeah, exactly. And this is what I wanted to say before. Thank you guys for letting me know that I was frozen. It's a really quick fix now. Like, hopefully I fixed it much more quickly than I normally do. because I know what to do now. I basically just remove the camera source and then rehook it back up. But yes, like this is what I wanted to say. And yes, the face, the frozen face, like that's exactly what I think about that situation. So Katie says, I don't understand why people would send it to something not your name. This part of people always surprises me. Yeah. And you know, it surprises a lot of people, but there you go. Like something I have to deal with. So and yeah, Fran says, yes, oh good. It was the perfect moment. Yes, I definitely took a screenshot of that, Fran. So if people are wondering, you know, what we're talking about, like I'm happy to pull that up. In fact, I will do that right now. Where did it go? Should be this one. Like that. That's what I'm talking. See, my mirroring went away, so I can't even like do this properly. Hold on. I'm not going to do a mirror image there. That should make it. No, there we go. There you go. Right there. That's look. That's a look that I do. Anyway, so welcome everybody. 12 minutes later. So welcome to another edition of the live stream. We're doing an unboxing or a revisitation of the Accurate AF Tarot by Prism and Floor. And I've actually tagged them on the gram of Insta, and I was mentioning, I don't know what edition this is. I only know this is the only edition I have, but I don't know what edition it is. It could be the first edition, it could be the second edition. I was just not sure which one it was. And as it turns out, because I had tagged them to let people know, hey, here's Accurate AF Tarot. If you're wondering, or if you're asking, like, where can you purchase it? Oh yeah. Katie says, for a second, I thought your frozen face was your real frozen expression of annoyance until it took too long. Exactly. But it's real. It's real. It just happened to be frozen at the perfect point of annoyance, right? Anyway, so it turns out because I tagged Prism and Floor, and it's basically just at Accurate AF Tarot, I think, with like dots in between. They responded and they were just like, oh my goodness, like I love to see that like the first edition is still out in the world and people are still enjoying it. Like what a throwback to see. And I'm like, thank you for confirming that this is in fact the first edition of this. So I don't know what edition it's on now. I am just going to let you know that this is the first edition that I'm using. And you know, I love this deck. It's a circular deck. So don't be surprised when I unbox this. You'll see circular cards. And it's one of the few circular decks that I really enjoy. Now, there are people that swear by the Mother Piece Tarot, which is kind of like the OG circular deck. And for some reason, like I just don't really respond to the imagery on the Mother Piece. It's not because it's circular, it's just because of the imagery. So I don't really jive with it. I have it only because I was told at the time that I got it, I found like a smaller edition of the Mother Piece at in Philadelphia while I was there on a buyer's trip for my friend's gift store. And we were just like walking around, is it Reading or Reading Market? I think it's Reading, Reading Market in downtown Philadelphia, where they have all of the different like food booths and all underneath, like within a building. There was a little shop there little booth there, and I found the Mother Peace Tarot, and I was told at that time, like, oh, you should really have a copy of the Mother Peace Tarot, at least a copy of it. And I'm just like, okay, I guess since it's here, I'll buy it. And actually, I think I bought it for like $12. It was just like, it was not, it was not too dear of a price. And I was like, all right, I'll buy it. But don't really jive with it. Not really a huge fan of it. So that's a circular deck. That's probably the most well-known circular deck is the Mother Piece. And Accurate AF is also a circular deck, but I prefer the Accurate AF. And as you'll see over the next month, because this is May's deck of the month for card of the day pulls, as you'll see, my philosophy on how to read with it is there are keywords that are around the circumference of the card. And because you've got upright keywords, and then you also have reversed keywords, but it's circular. So it's hard to know whether or not to read the card with a reversed interpretation or an upright interpretation, because you really don't have a sense of what's upright or what's reversed. Because what happens if the card comes up and it's like, yeah. So this is the reason why my philosophy with working with the Accurate AF Tarot is looking at the topmost center keyword as it's placed down, and using that as the indication of how to interpret that card. And if you're not following what I'm talking about, I will get more into it as we do the unboxing. Now, my grand plan was to make sure to take out all of the major arcana, so you at least could see the major arcanas, and then you can see the rest of it as we go through the month of May for card of the day polls, or as we do the mid-episode reading. So that is your reminder if you are watching this live. You want to stay tuned. Stay tuned to be considered for a live tarot reading. That is the mid-episode reading, which we do about midway through the episode, hence mid-episode reading. But first, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's put this down.
All right, should be back again.
All right. Yes, we might have frozen again, everybody. I just don't understand why this is doing this. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back again. I can't go through this entire episode because I don't know where we last left off, but I was going on and on about something. Um and now I don't even remember because I don't know where we got cut off. So if you guys want to tell me what I was talking about before we moved into the Astrobiz Digest, that would be very helpful. If not, I'm just gonna go for the Astrobiz Digest. But this is not sustainable. All right, let's pull up the Astrobiz Digest and hope for the best and prepare with for the worst. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And whatever you guys missed, I guess it's gonna have to be okay. Not sure what happened with that. I have a feeling it was just like displaying anything. It's not liking it right now, I guess. So I'm going to try and keep this as bare bones as possible. Hopefully, that will help to minimize this buffering or freezing situation that we've got going on. All right. So, what we have going on for this week, because we ended the month of April, we started the month of May. Venus, the planet of love and money, will be in Taurus on the 29th of April, her home sign. This transit is a golden opportunity for financial success, favoring client care, business investments, and commitments. It's time to make all of the money you've been dreaming of. To maximize this cash happy period, which lasts until May 23rd, so we are under Venus and Taurus energy until May 23rd, consider boosting your marketing efforts during this time. Remember, the more creative your approach, the more moolah you can make. So next, Mars enters Aries on the 30th. Another happy planet in its happy place. Another planet in its happy place. Happy planet, happy place. Mars is fiery and hot during this transit, which hangs out until June 9th. Now is your time to let your ambition take the wheel. So instead of letting Jesus take the wheel, let your ambition take the wheel. Start new things, take risks, and step up your leadership game. Don't follow the herd, set the trends. Just ensure you don't burn bridges, which is a real possibility during this transit. Know when to cool your jets and your head. Now, my natal Mars is in Aries, so I am very comfortable with that transit, but it is also that energy of like burn it all down. So just be careful when you're working with that energy. All right, finally, May kicks off with Pluto, the planet of transformation, going retrograde on the 2nd. So that happened yesterday. This yearly transit is a call for deep introspection and strategic planning. It's a time to explore power dynamics, financial growth, and personal transformation. Are you standing in your power or being pushed around? Has your income seen a rise or stagnation? Do you need to revamp your brand? This introspective vibe will be with us until October 11th. So that's a really, really long transit of Pluto being retrograde. So it gives you plenty of time to dig deep, gather facts, and strategize your next big moves going into 2025. I know it feels weird saying that, guys. Like, oh, and by the way, we have another ne'er do well in the chat. So, and in Book of Faceland. So please go ahead and ignore that. Fortunately, they're messaging people that are down with that are onto them. So please go ahead, ignore, block. I know. So I know it seems a little bit getting ahead of ourselves, that we're already like starting to make plans for 2025, considering we're only in May of 2024. But like, that's kind of like Pluto going retrograde. Like, use this time of transformation, use Pluto retrograde to research and strategize. All right. So let's get specific now for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yes, exactly. Katie says, how to get blocked instantly from me. Exactly. So Friday, today, May 3rd, begins with a bang when Mars sextiles Pluto, a fiery aspect associated with physical energy and increased willpower. It hangs around all weekend. If you have a massive workload, tap into this vibe and prepare to slay. Creativity soars when the moon sextiles the sun at 1:55 p.m. This is all Eastern Standard Time, folks. Let your muse take the reins. Did I say moose? Let your muse take the reins, and you'll go far with projects already in motion. If you need to have a serious conversation with a peer, client, or employee, the Moon Saturn conjunction at 7:05 p.m. is perfect. So we're going into that right now. You can find the most sensitive way to convey your thoughts. Of course, this aspect is also terrific for creatives. It provides the right amount of discipline to finish the job. So today, Friday, May 3rd, is a power day for Pisces and a weekday for Virgo. So for Saturday and Sunday, Saturday begins on an optimistic note when the moon sextiles Jupiter at 8:22 a.m. Again, Eastern Standard Time. Everyone feels groovy, so mark it away. It's also excellent for travel, publishing, and broadcasting. Take a break when the moon conjoins Neptune and stations void at 3:06 p.m. You might be too lazy to get anything done at that time, but this laziness does not last long. The moon will be in high energy Aries at 4:41 p.m., adding a jolt of firepower into the weekend. You can inspire the masses and move past more mountains when the moon sextiles Pluto at 8:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That vibe continues well into the evening thanks to the Moon Mars conjunction at 10:17 p.m. In other words, Saturday night was made for getting shit done and motivating your community. Sunday is clear all day long, so take action on new projects, launches, and meetings. It's an excellent day for taking a few business risks as well. But once the moon stations void at 10:57 p.m. on Sunday, it's time for rest. You've done enough. So Saturday is a power day for Pisces and a weekday for Virgo, and Sunday is a power day for Aries and a weekday for Libra. So at this time, I'm going to open the floor up to whether your Monday, your Tuesday,
I can't keep on doing this dance, guys.
can't keep on doing this dance. I've frozen like 3 times already.
Oh shit.
Huh?
Oh shit.
Yeah. Like I can't do, like it was fine all through the AstroBiz Digest, and now it just keeps on
Yeah, I was having trouble with
freezing.
my Teams earlier today.
Huh?
I was having trouble with my Teams earlier today where I couldn't hear, like, I'd be on a call.
And you couldn't hear people?
Bring up the static. I don't know, maybe the internet's spotty.
Yeah, we might have. So thank you all for letting me know that it keeps on freezing. I was just checking in with Mr. Tarot by Hilary to check if it's our internet. It might be our internet. So I am going to say again what I was saying, I guess, when I froze, which is hopefully you guys got all of the information for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you're ready to look at different parts of the week. It looks like that's the case. Fran is asking, are the other platforms having issues? Possibly. It might be a case of our internet connection not being stellar right now. What are you doing? Are you investigating or no? No? Okay. So Katie is saying Thursday early morning EST was not great for me, ruined the rest of Thursday. Yeah, so let me take a look. So Thursday, moon station void, 5:28 a.m., your yellow light to slow your roll. Instead of bounding out of bed ready to work, chill out. Use this morning for self-care and tie up loose ends. Pluto begins its annual retrograde, 1:46 p.m., which we already talked about. And then 2:52 p.m., the moon moved into sensitive Pisces, emo glow over the next 2 days. Public is super touchy, though, because I don't know why, but it says the public is super touchy. Maybe it's the moon in Pisces. Be mindful of your marketing and interactions and show your community some love or get networking when the moon sextiles Venus at 10:21 p.m. So yeah, power day for Aquarius, weekday for Leo. That might be the reason why. So, and anybody else? Because I've been trying to keep my eye on the different platforms. I know there is a lag on the tube of you sometimes, so I'm not quite savvy. If I happen to freeze, it might take a few moments for me to realize that I've frozen. So you gotta let me know in the chat. And you have been, so I thank you. Yep. Katie says Leo weekday. I sure felt that. Yeah, Leo weekday, as in not strong during the week. Weekday versus weekday. I get it. All right. I am going to put it out there. If we freeze one more time, I'm going to have to just let it go and maybe do this unboxing another time. Just letting you guys know. So one more freeze and I'm calling it. So hopefully that doesn't happen. It's been a couple of times. It's maybe like the third time is not the charm. Just saying. So any other days you wanted me to look at with the AstroBiz Digest? Yeah. Okay, great. So Katie says fair call. Dina says YouTube seems fine. Well, I mean, it is fine now. Actually, no, it's not. I see it's frozen again. Like it was frozen enough that I'm like, oh crap. Exactly. I'll just have to do it another day if technical difficulties continue. Well, here's hoping that doesn't happen. All right. Accurate AF tarot. So I am taking out my little fortune cookie fortune. So again, yeah, see, exactly. Frozen for a sec, but came back. I am hoping it's only brief and not a long time. And hello to Arisha. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. So knowing what I said before, when I was introducing tonight's live stream and the unboxing, it's really more of a revisitation of this deck because I've had it for a while and I've worked with it for a while. It's just been a while since I've worked with this deck, and it turns out that this is a first edition of Accurate AF Tarot. So when you're looking at the packaging, like your packaging may differ from this. So just be aware it's because I have the first edition. So here's the packaging here. And then the back of it is Accurate AF Tarot, accurateaftarot.com. The Instagram handle is at accurate.af.tarot. Okay. I believe the creator of this is Prism and Floor Studios. And the outside of here says brutally honest illumination at the top. So right up my alley, y'all know. You like direction and you like it accurate AF. And that's it. Yeah. Brutally honest illumination and you like direction and you like it accurate AF. So that's the packaging. It's very basic packaging. And there is, we open it up and here are the circular cards. And there is no guidebook, at least not with the first edition. There's no physical guidebook. I believe it was a PDF that you had to request. So, and somewhere on this computer of mine, I have it downloaded and I just have to look it up. But for the past couple of days, I have been providing the interpretation sans guidebook. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's saved under. I have a couple of guidebooks that I have on here under here. I have let's see. I have the Sorcery Underground. I have the Pocket of Peers digital guidebook, but I also have a physical guidebook for that. I have my Wild Messengers guidebook. And I think that's it. So I don't know. I don't know where that guidebook is. I did have it once upon a time. Anyway. We can do without it. And I will show you how I do without it. So let me drop this out. I have my little tiger's eye heart that I keep with it. And here is the deck itself. Again, circular deck. I know that might not have been what you were expecting from this box. This box, circular deck. Okay. And for the first edition, I'm not sure if this is true for all editions of the Accurate AF Tarot, but I know for this edition, it has keywords along the circumference of the cards. So you're going to see, like, for example, here's the Eight of Cups. You're going to see the Eight of Cups designation at the top. You're going to see the number at the bottom. And then you're going to see your upright meanings, keywords, and then your reversed meanings or keywords. But see how it runs along the circumference. And I'm going to try and fix this so you can actually read that yourselves instead of it having been mirrored. But like, for example, here, the upright meanings for the Eight of Cups is deep contemplation, leaving behind, and dissatisfaction, while the reversed meanings are fear of change, avoidance, disillusion, and uncertainty. And then it has the image in the center related to the Eight of Cups. So for this Eight of Cups, there is a pathway, and the cups are guiding that pathway towards the sun. Now, good cardstock. It has these kind of beigey edges to them. And for shuffling these, I find my style of shuffling to be more conducive to a circular deck, as opposed to people like taking it and like bridging the deck. Like, I don't know how well that's going to work for a circular deck, but I have this like catching method where I hold, I catch with this hand and I shuffle with this hand. So like shuffling overhand. That tends to work pretty well for shuffling a circular deck. Now, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. And occasionally you will see the cards fall out. Yes. And this is the reason, this is what I was talking about before. This is an excellent question, Katie. And this is why I kind of said it at the beginning of the episode, but it's going to be easier to see how I read it reverse or upright by just showing you. So I will shuffle up the deck, and then as I'm taking the deck out, like this is thoroughly shuffled, I'm grabbing it and then I'm placing it down. And as I'm placing it down, I am looking at the top center keyword that runs along the circumference. And when I do that, I will also put, if I'm doing a card of the day picture with this deck, I am also putting my tiger's eye right above that too. So everyone can see exactly which keyword I'm looking at, but it's the top center one. So I flipped this over and I got the Son of Rings, which I believe is either the Page or the Knight of Pentacles. And the very topmost word I'm seeing is stagnation. So that is how I come up with how I know to read it upright or reversed. I am going with stagnation as the main keyword interpretation at this time for this card, because it came up like this. So I will place my charm or my gem or my crystal right there, and that way people can see the image, but they can also see exactly how it came out. Now, you may be able to see that for today's card of the day, which I believe was the Ace of Swords, if I'm remembering correctly. And actually, why do I have to remember when I can look it up? So that is what I mean when I say I'm looking at the top center keyword to be able to guide. Yes, exactly. So does that make sense to everybody? Using your crystal to point to it is cool. Yeah, I try. So yeah, today's card of the day was or is um, Ace of Swords, and the topmost keyword I saw when I pulled that card was clear mind, which actually came up right next to upright. Upright, clear mind, strength despite adversity, achievement, and focus. So the fact that the card itself looks almost reversed, I'll show, is like a moot point to me. Unless I feel really, really compelled, I feel really, really strongly um, to go with how the image is looking. Like most of the time, like 85% of the time, that is how I have chosen to work with the Accurate AF Tarot. Now, your mileage may vary. You might decide not to read the Accurate AF Tarot in that way, but that's how I have chosen to work with it, and I found it to be much more straightforward by just having that set in my mind. And Dylan is here. Hello, Dylan. Hello. I was just explaining how I read with the Accurate AF Tarot, using those keywords on the circumference of the card and using the top center keyword as my guide to how I'm going to interpret that particular card. Does that make sense to everybody? And Dylan says, I love that deck. So I know it takes a lot to get here sometimes, and I really appreciate like getting here live. It's always more fun to be here live, but that's what the replays are for if you can't make it. But this just shows how much Dylan loves this deck. It's just like, I will be there. I will be there. If this is an unboxing of this deck, I love this deck so much that I will be there. Yes, I think it's a great way to use it as well. And I found that to be the case when I've used the Accurate AF. And I really do love I need it. I need it. I'm not sure what edition has been printed or is available. I have just been going through so many of the different decks that I have and kind of curating. There is an episode of Card Slingers Coast to Coast, of course, that dealt with our curation of our tarot collections. And it's just like, how many decks do you have, Hilary? I'll never tell. Because honestly, I don't want to count. And I use almost every single one of them that's in my collection, but it has been good to go through it and see what do I have? Like which decks do I have and why do I use them? What do I use them for and how frequently do I use them? Because honestly, like otherwise it's out of control. Like if I don't have some system of organizing my tarot decks, like it's too much. It's too much. Dina says, must be a great card of the day deck. I mean, I enjoy it as a card of the day deck. And that's the reason why it is the deck of the month for May for card of the day polls. So make sure that you're following me on all the social medias, specifically the Gram of Insta, the Book of Face, the Talk of Tick, and the Tube of You. That's where I'm posting the interpretations. And Dylan says, yeah, it's only because she can't count them all. LOL. Yes, exactly. Like, I don't want to. I don't want to count. I don't want, like, hashtag truth. Like, I don't want to know the truth. I can't handle the truth, clearly, especially if it has to do with how many decks I own. Anyway, so what I was going to do was go through the major arcana of this particular deck and then present basically the mid-episode reading and see what else comes up for the mid-episode reading. So this is going to be like I would say don't volunteer for the mid-episode reading. Don't put your name in unless you're willing to be read for Accurate AF. Um, this can tend to be a straight no chasers kind of deck. And yeah. So I will try and pull out the majors. The majors are not going to be in order, by the way. I'm just going to pull out the ones as I see them. Um, so, Wheel of Fortune. And that wheel, the wheel that's depicted in the Wheel of Fortune, is um, the the deacons, I guess, or yeah, it looks like the deacons. Aries, Pisces, Taurus, etc. Really pretty. Like this deck is really, really pretty. Besides it being like, I use it as a kind of keyword heavy kind of deck. So again, like different strokes for different folks. If you don't want to use my methodology for reading with the accurate AF, like don't. And I don't know if other editions of this deck, subsequent editions after the first edition, I don't know if they have keywords on the circumference of the deck. It could very well be that on second or third printing or of the second or third edition, they decided to do away with the keywords on the circumference of each card. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just telling you my experience with this deck and how I read with this deck. All right, I have to pull this up because it's the Queen of Swords. Because I know people have certain requests sometimes. Here's the Sun. Like just the coloring of this deck is beautiful as well. The Tower, because of course. I don't know. I don't know if they necessarily make it anymore. Is this bad of me to tell you about a deck and then have it not be in existence anymore? I mean, I'm sure there are ways to get it. Like let's take a look. Still available. It looks like it's still available. Available for $49 on prismandfloor.com. And they look, see, they don't have the keywords on the circumference though. They're really pretty though. Gold foil highlights and a velvet touch finish. Like, I don't know what edition this is considered, but it real pretty. But it does not have the keywords on the circumference. So I'm going to put the link in the chat and you can choose to get it or not get it. So like Dylan, we can talk if you wanna borrow her and take her for a spin. Like we can make arrangements. I will need it back eventually. Like here's the thing, Dylan and I are besties in real life, and you know sometimes that means that we borrow things from each other, and sometimes that means if I'm having trouble locating where something is, sometimes she has to remind me, like, hey, I borrowed that from you, like, I don't know how many years ago. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's right. You did borrow that from me because I insisted you borrow it from me because you needed it to do that thing or that spell or that reading. And so it's been a while, but like, you might as well just keep the herbal tarot at this point because it's been too long. So there's there's the link, prismandfloor.com/product page /accurate AF tarot deck. Yes, and exactly. Katie found out the same thing as me. I was just looking at the website, and the newer ones have keywords, not all around. They have a few. They have a few at the bottom. hmm And Dylan says, "Don't tease me." Um, and yes, yeah, the herbal tarot. Yeah, you might as well just keep it. It's yours. I guess it's meant to be. But you know, there are certain fun perks that come along with being best friends of a tarot reader, and vice versa, because Dylan is an excellent tarot reader and psychic medium herself. So, um, the world has no business being that pretty, but it is. Ooh, the priestess. So the priestess is the high priestess. Like really, really pretty. Temperance. The water in temperance matches my nail color. I don't know if you saw that I got my nails did. Temperance. The emperor. And I mean, if you follow me on social media and you're already like looking, like we've had a couple of the tens, if you're wondering what the tens of the minor arcana look like we had at least two tens in a row back to back. So you know, you're already seeing a little bit about how I roll with this deck. And I wanted to start right away. I didn't want to wait for the review or the unboxing video. I audibly sighed wow for the priestess. Yeah, the priestess is really, really pretty. So if you see me flipping through and I'm not showing you, it's because it's a minor arcana. And I want to kind of like surprise you guys over the next month. Here is fortitude. That would be the strength card. The death card. The moon. Like the moon is really, really pretty. Like all of these cards are really, really pretty. Like I forget sometimes that the cards themselves, the images themselves, are really, really gorgeous. So if you focus too much on the keywords on the circumference, then you may lose sight of how beautiful the images in these cards actually are. So try and get a whole scope of the card when you're looking at it, and I will try and do the same. But that topmost keyword, that center keyword, it's not all of the interpretation. It's just you know, how I'm going to guide the interpretation for that particular moment. It's not the only factor that I'm considering when making an interpretation. I called out strength as I held it up. Empress. I love the devil card in this deck. Because notice it's an illusion. It's like a shadow puppet. That's pretty cool. Justice. I'm not sure what other cards I'm missing here out of the major arcana. I am getting very, very hungry though. So the Fool. The Fool is very daring here. the Hierophant. Hopefully I'm not shy of a deck. Even though if you take certain cards out of the deck, like the message will still come through, which I find to be wacky, but very cool. The Hanged One. The Star. And please go ahead and ignore anyone that's messaging you to say that they have a message for you from spirit. Like, just quit it. Can't stand that shit. Dylan says that had happened for me many times with cards not all in a deck, but getting the message still. I know. I love that. I love when that happens. Now, it's very rare that I will go and do readings at an event and remove certain cards from the deck. But that's not to say that I haven't done it before. But like most of the time it's like not necessary, because like that message, whatever message it is, it will come through regardless. The Hermit. The Magician. The Magician can get it in this deck. Damn. Right, exactly. The imagery is just that slightly different in style, but still recognizable, which is also a perk of this deck too. Chariot. Chariot is a magic carpet. Judgment. The Lovers. And yeah, so you've seen all the major arcana, I believe. So let's do the mid-episode reading, which is more like the 3/4 the 3/4 through reading. And we will use the Accurate AF, just so you can see kind of the interplay of the cards. But you know, fair warning, it is a really great deck for card of the day pulls. So it may be a little bit more, I guess, disjointed of a reading than some of the other ones, like especially last month. So last month, April, we worked with the Seaborn Kipper. And that concept of flow was definitely present, but that was a part of that system. Kipper is very in flow. It's very relationship heavy. How you're interacting with other people, how other people are interacting with you, those ebbs and flows. While tarot can certainly be read in flow, but you know, sometimes you get a little bit, I guess, jerky. And you read them individually, and then you kind of like bring them together. So that might be the case for the Accurate AF. Dylan says, oh man, I totally want to borrow this deck. LOL. I will give it back though. You better give it back. I know where you live. And Katie says, we don't believe you. RE returning. Um, but Dylan's right. I'd have to. Too many witnesses. See, you can't say this publicly, you know, without consequences, right? All right. So let's set this up. So now is time for the mid-episode reading. And let's do keyword Let's do the filter word as AF. And let's do that all lowercase, shall we? And let's do lottery jar and the comment state. So that should, did that work? What is going on? Not sure why that's not working. All right, I guess I need to put accurate instead. All right. So let's not do AF because apparently it's not working. Shouldn't make a difference either way. So update. There we go. All right, so Dina's in. And Lizzie's in. Okay, cool. So let me put a countdown on the timer. So the contest will close in 3 minutes and 33 seconds. So start that off. Oh boy, wow. This is a heated competition for the mid-episode reading. Love it. I'm trying really hard not to eat the egg roll that I have put to the side right now because I'm sure it's very greasy and I don't want to mess up my cards. Trying to be good. And for anyone that came in earlier and was asking for a reading, like, now is the time. Now is the time to go ahead and put accurate in the chat so that you can be submitted into the lottery jar, and then a winner will be chosen in about 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Eat the food with napkins. No. I will in a second. This won't take too long. I have a feeling that whoever wins the mid-episode reading, first of all, the cards are very like animated in my hands. And second of all, it's going to be straight no chaser. So like, again, I warned you all, whoever's participating in the mid-episode reading, whoever ends up winning it, like, just know it's going to be accurate AF. It doesn't mess around. I don't know if they gave us chopsticks. No? Mr. Tarot by Hilary is shaking his head. No. Like, out of all of you that are, already in the lottery jar, like, I think like this just proves my point that the thing that I thought I needed to be originally, like, I felt so bad being so blunt or not sugarcoating things, or it's not that I mean when I'm giving readings, but it was actually interesting that oh, that's true. I do have the lightsaber chopsticks. That's true. We have those. I also have my owl ones. Yeah, so it's just like we have the ones that we have at home. It's not like we don't have chopsticks. I meant the disposable chopsticks. Fran says, my dinner was completely unsatisfying. I hope yours is better. My hope is probably realized because I just flipped over the 9 of Cups when you were saying that. So that's kind of funny. The little wishes come true card came up for me. So I think our dinner is going to be pretty good. Um, oh, and also the Ace of Rings. So that's the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I think my dinner is going to be fantastic. Thank you for asking. Um, oh, not that she's mean. I'm over here talking. I'm over here talking out loud to you as if you can hear me. Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you. It's a saying in the house. It's just like you're thinking loudly. I can hear you. Um, but yeah, like the thing that I thought I needed to be as a reader, like, oh, I'm too blunt, or oh, I guess I don't give the answers that people want. But it's just like, no, I give the readings that people need. And if you're wondering about that, like apparently Madam Adam, who's fantastic by the way, he was saying the same thing the other day. It was apparently a reel that he posted, but he had posted a few years ago. But he was just like say the thing, and I'm not that kind of reader that's going to coddle you. And it's just like, and I don't think you want me to be that kind of reader that's going to coddle you or be like boo boo, or like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. It's just like, I'm not that kind of reader, and you don't want that kind of reading. So yeah, love Madam Adam. So do I. And Fran's just like, I nod like she sees me. I do see you. um Dylan says, you want the truth as much as you can handle it. Exactly. And so like that's a part of it too. Like just making sure that you're kind when you're clear, and you're clear when you're kind. And it's something that you cultivate over time, but there is a certain, I don't know. I feel like different readers have different strengths. And the thing that I thought was a detriment or a weakness was actually one of my strengths. But it took me time to realize that. And one of my strengths is telling it like it is, and, not wanting to sugarcoat, because in the end, if I'm sugarcoating the message to a point, it weakens, it dilutes the message. And maybe people need that kind of wake up call. And maybe other readers might have coddled them, or other readers might have been like, oh, they don't want to hear this. And it's just like, no, it's not about want. Like, you're there to deliver a service that only you can deliver. Like, only you can say this message in this way to this person. And then after that, it's up to them, because they can choose to use it or not as they see fit. But that is not on you, honey. Damn straight, I love you and how you read. Aw, thank you. I like your straight up readings. Okay, like, keep on saying that, because whoever gets this right now might not be liking it so much. All right, let's go ahead and pull the winner of the mid-episode reading. And that is Fran. Fran is the winner of the mid-episode reading tonight. So Fran, go ahead and write your question into the chat, and I will pull 3 cards from the Accurate AF Tarot. That's exactly the truth. They will take it or leave the info. Take it, leave the info as they have it. Because sometimes in the interpretation, it's just like, sometimes there is no interpreting to be done. It's just like, I'm seeing this, and just like saying like, I'm getting this scent, or I'm hearing this song, or I don't know why I'm saying this. Like, especially that I don't know why I'm saying this, or I don't know why I'm seeing this. The more off the wall it is, the more you have to say it. And there is a real fear in being wrong, but honey, you're gonna be wrong before, you're gonna be more wrong than you are right at first. So just go with it. Katie says, I find it amusing you apologize for it being harsh, and I'm okay with it. Well, because I mean, think of it this way. I was brought up by 2 British parents. Like we will say excuse me while somebody is like stomping on our foot. So it's very hard to get yourself out of that habit of apologizing for existing.
I thought those Canadians.
Huh?
I thought that was Canadians.
Canadians? Really? No. I think it's British people too. They will knock that info out of you for those readings. Just waiting for Fran's question. Here we go. So Katie says, I have a pile of British in my manners too. I get it. Exactly. Well, Mr. Tarot by Hilary was saying, I thought that was Canadians. And I'm just like, well, yes, to a point. All right. So Fran's question is, I have the opportunity to apply for a position at work that will mean better hours and more pay, but in a different department. Is now the time? All right. As long as you know, you're going to get the answer. Gonna get the answer. You're asking the accurate AF tarot. You're gonna get the answer. Is now the time? All right. Pulling 3 cards. Ooh, that's interesting. Yes, it might be a little. So, Dilly, wait until I'm done with the reading and then put the answer you're intuiting in your head. Because it might be different, but it's probably going to be the same. Like, I don't know if you like. So I'm not kidding that Dylan and I are best friends in real life, and we've done readings before, like in tandem, and I kind of feel a little bit bad for the person that we've read for in tandem because it's a lot of information. It's like a fire hose of intuitive information just coming at them from both sides. So take that as you will, because we've done this before when we were on vacation, like cross my palm with water. Dylan knows what I'm talking about. Like we read when we were on vacation for someone. That was really fun. And then we also read at the Beltane Festival one year, and I was so sick. Oh my God, I should not have been giving readings. I was like, by the end of it, I was like hallucinating. I think I still was giving good readings, but I felt like I was hallucinating by the end of it. And I was just like, I don't even think I drove home. I think I made Mr. Tarot by Hilary drive me home because I was just like, I can't, like, I couldn't even, like, my voice was gone. I was so stuffed up. And I think he dosed me with like cold medicine and I went to bed for like 14 hours after that event. But like Dylan and I were reading in the same tent and she was just like chiming in at one point because I was just like, or I was chiming in for her reading because I was just like, I can't do my own readings anymore, but like I'm getting stuff. Can I just say it? Yeah, say it. Okay. And it's like, okay, now I'm going to be quiet because I don't have a voice anymore. So the short answer is yes, I believe now is the time, but just go. I think it's just like there is that strike while the iron is hot kind of mentality at work here, but there's like a slowness, like it has to be taken slow. And just because it took some time to get here doesn't mean you have to go quick, quick, quick now. Like, continue to take the time. I know it's going to be hard. I know that you have to have a ton of patience. But here's the reason why I'm saying that, because you have the Son of Rings coming up. I'm not going to say whether it's upright or reversed, but the main keyword that I'm seeing here is endurance and patience. Like it kind of came up dead to the center of in between these two keywords. So I'm going to use both. But you've got this. This is how it came up right here. Um, and notice also that the imagery of it, it's like pointing almost backwards. It's almost as if instead of the rings being like he's doing this like pike position with his legs facing up. It's almost as if he's like doing like this Superman pose, but it's going towards the past line. So it's just like, don't harp so much on the past and how long it took to get here, and trying to make up for lost time. The time isn't lost, it's not lost. It's all going to make sense once it's done. But for right now, just go slowly. I know to have patience. It's hard to. It's easier said than done. But just have patience. But you've got endurance and patience. Take it slowly, okay? Then you have another card. You have the Justice card, of course. That justice, that balance, but it's coming up right between. I can't remember if it came up between clarity and truth or truth and balance, but I feel like all three apply. So of course, you know, I say this is how I interpret or this is how I work with the accurate AF tarot. And now, of course, I'm getting like, oh, well, never mind. The main keyword, it's not really applicable because I'm getting like two or three or a combination. But let's just go with it. That's what I'm seeing. So clarity, truth, and balance, but mostly truth and balance. Like keep your nose clean, like it's go slowly, be honest, keep in balance, keep your nose clean. And like the clearer you are, the better it's going to become. And then again, there's balance here because you've got the two of rings coming up. So you've got both the Son of Rings and then you've got the Two of Rings. So like the fact like this is rings is pentacles, and it's talking about different position at work, better hours, more pay. It's like it is that kind of working smarter, not harder situation that you like. Finally, it's happening. It's happening for you. So this one comes up as balancing elements. So again, so the fact that it has clarity, truth, balance with the justice card, and then balancing elements as the main keyword coming up center top. And here's how that looks. See, it's like this combination of having this. There is someone in the mix that has been advocating for you the entire time, and now it's finally they're being listened to. Do you know what I mean? Like it felt like it was such a long time in coming because they weren't in the position of power that they needed to be in order to do this for you, and now they are, and now it's all happening. And I'm glad that it didn't freeze. So Dylan, if you have any other thoughts, yep, here we go. And then Fran, let us know if that makes sense. So the departments are changing up, so it may feel very rough transitioning at first, but this is the time to do it. It's now. You will fly out on top of it all. Just keep your cool about you. Be aware there's some things moving around. This business loves and respects your work, so know you've got this, and it's going to come in slowly but strong. Keep your nose clean. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Dylan also said that at the same time that I said it or prior. Like, I know that Dylan works a little bit differently than I do and receives things, intuitive information a little bit differently than me. But most likely, she might have been writing it out or text to message separately and was like blocking. So we weren't like, affecting the other. But yeah. Yep. I was laughing at your reading because I wrote this before you spoke. because that's how we do. That's how we do. So, Fran, let us know if you have any questions. Let us know if the reading sounds accurate to you. I believe it is because, accurate AF. Okay. Makes perfect sense. Great. Wonderful. See, and it wasn't that bad either. I know Katie was saying, oh, you don't need to preface. You don't need to preface. We like how you read. We like you. We like you as you are, just the way you are. So Dylan says, that's how we do. All right. So that is the mid-episode reading. Thank you all for participating. Thank you to Fran for being vulnerable and allowing yourself to be read in a public setting like this. I don't take it for granted. And I am going to remove the crawler because we're moving into the weekend forecast. And then I got to eat. Now, do we want to do the weekend forecast also with the Accurate AF Tarot, or should I pull out another deck? Because I do have the Work Your Light Oracle deck to hand, which is always a crowd favorite. Or we could just do Accurate AF. Up to you guys. And I'm so glad that we were able to actually do this and we didn't have freezy happening because I really wanted to show you this deck. All right, deck. So this one. All right, I'm going with it. And by the way, if you haven't gotten enough of the Accurate AF Tarot, we're working with it for the entire month of May, card of the day pulls. Please make sure to follow me on social media, whichever platform that you're on. Like, I'm not asking you to follow me on every social media platform, but like choose one, and I'm at Tarot by Hilary on most of them. Mainly, I post the card of the day on the Gram of Insta, the Book of Face, the Talk of Tick, and the Tube of You. And let's see what we have for the weekend. All right, it's this one. And I feel like I want to flip it. Oh, I love it. I love it. So the Accurate AF Tarot wants us to have fun this weekend because we are getting the Fool card, and the topmost keyword is very, very clearly free spirit. Free spirit. So other keywords for the Fool is new beginnings, free spirit, optimistic, spontaneity, and trust. And this is what the Fool looks like right here. And the Fool looks very freaking mystical. So I'm also going to pull that into the interpretation as well. Like free spirit, I'm saying have fun this weekend, but also you may want to do some divination work this weekend. You may want to do some spiritual work this weekend or manifestation work this weekend. With this card coming up and this depiction of this card, it feels very, very woo-woo. Shocking absolutely no one. All right. Well, that's it. That's it for tonight's episode. Thank you all so much for watching and for exploring the Accurate AF Tarot with me. Again, we're going to be working with this deck for the entire month of May for Card of the Day pulls. So go ahead and follow me on the social medias of your choice. at Tarot by Hilary on most of them, Hilary with one L. If you'd like to book a reading with me or a tapping session with me, you can do so at tarotbyhilary.com. So you're very welcome to Katie and to Dina and to Fran and to Dylan and to everyone. I love you too. And once again, we do this every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you guys can thank Mr. Tarot by Hilary for this particular episode, considering I just wanted to goof off and go out for sushi. And he was just like, I think you should do your show. So thank him for that. So we do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So once again, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll see you again next Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on another metaphysical or divination topic of your choice. I'm always open to suggestions. I'm very distracted by my nails. All right. Bye.